for Back to Basics, you know, and
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. But thank you for
Yeah.
that. Um, so what is activism for you?
Activism is not accepting the status quo. I
No.
mean, I think that's it. It's like, okay, well, here we are, we can do better. It's looking at those that are less fortunate and saying, what can I do to help them out? It is opening your mind and opening your eyes to the good fortune that you have and really understanding and accepting that other people don't have those same opportunities and then seeing how you might fix it. It's noticing that, the waterways are polluted and doing something to change it, or, you know, going to a beach and seeing litter and choosing to organize a cleanup, or, really could be just about anything. Sometimes it's as simple as picking up the phone and calling someone you care about to remind them that you do, you know?
But
Um,
but we tend to, let's say, walk on the beach and we see a lot of people, I don't know, litter and spit. How do we tell them not to do that and be clean? I mean, that's an ongoing process if we really think about it. I mean, you can tell one person, you can tell two people, but then how do you tell the whole world as a ripple effect? How do we do that from your point of view?
yeah, I mean, that's the forever problem, isn't it? How do we
Yes.
get people to care? How do we get them
Yes.
to notice? Well, I'm gonna share for example, because I mean, I know people sitting in my seat, it's easy to, once you have resources to pay for your rent and you're not worried about where your next meal is coming from and things like that, it's easy to become a little complacent. It's
Mhm.
also easy to forget what it was like
Mhm.
to be in the shoes of somebody who was less fortunate,
Mhm.
who didn't necessarily have the resources to pay bills or whatnot, right? I smoked for 16 years.
Mhm.
And for 16 years, I mostly chucked cigarette butts out the window.
Mhm.
And let's be clear on that. That's littering. I littered for a very long time while driving around from the age of about 16 to 29.
Mhm.
And I didn't use the ashtray in the car because I didn't like the way it made the car smell.
Sure.
And did I create wildfires by doing that? Possibly.
Mhm.
Did sea turtles, eat my cigarette butts? Possibly. Did the litter exist and introduce pollutants to the environment? Absolutely. And I
Mhm.
did that. I did that for a long time.
Mhm.
Um, was it that I didn't care about the environment? No, it was that I was a little complacent about the issue.
Mhm.
So I think, you can help people come away and start to care about something by telling them stories, by helping them understand the impact, by listening to them, by inviting them to be a part of the conversation, and by giving them resources. It's like most of the people that I personally see littering on the beaches. I mean, I do see a fair amount of that. I live in Santa Cruz, California, and we're beach town, USA. People come from outside that don't necessarily live here, and more often they're the people that are littering.
Mhm.
You can almost tell it's like, okay, people just drove in from somewhere else
Yeah.
by the droves, and they're not thinking about the fact that there's no one here that's paid to come clean up after them.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just think, rather than be holier than thou and say, don't litter and, step over someone's shoulder and berate them, perhaps come from a different perspective and say, can I take